Oh, and yesterday I went to go see the new Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man Brand New Day. It's a rare case where I'm kind of considering it in the best Spider-Man movies of all time, low-key. Because I kind of feel like personally, I feel like they did a really good job of portraying Spider-Man in his interaction with a lot of people in this movie, where it didn't really feel like very forced. It wasn't a cameo in the movie for the sake of them just putting a cameo. It felt like it fit. It felt like you ripped the comic books pages and just put it straight on the movie screen. And for that, I think Tom Holland, because he said that he's been listening in to the fan base. He's been really putting his ears to the ground, just trying to figure out what the fans really want to see. And I think that they did a really good job. A lot of great things about this movie that other people are probably not going to like as much is how quick each segment of the movie was. For example, the Hulk being in the movie was constantly shown in trailers, and then they had the TV spot for him. It kind of showed everything in his whole time in the movie to audiences already. He spends maybe 15 to 25 minutes tops in the movie in totality in actual hulked out form. And it was really cool. I'll be honest. Very, very cool. Coming from somebody that, when I was younger, regularly frequented comics, it really did feel like, hey, this whole movie is doing what the comic books do. A lot of the times when you read a Spider-Man comic, it's not like this huge overarching villain. Spider-Man's just there. Shit's just going on in New York City. He just shows up. Thwip. Okay, I'm gonna capture a bunch of thugs. Okay, there's a robbery. I'm gonna do that. If you factor in like Insomniac Spider-Man, then that's a little bit different. But if you're just talking about baseline comic book Spider-Man, usually when you enter into a comic book, it's not really like, hey, Tombstone is the big bad right now. It's usually like, hey, I gotta go track down some people. I'm having a rough time in my life. I can't pay rent. I can't do this, and this. And then shit just keeps on happening to Peter. And he just rolls with the punches. Like, that's what Spider-Man is good at doing. He just keeps on rolling with the punches. He gets to the next thing, and he goes to the next thing, and the next one, and the next one. And that's what this movie felt like. It felt like, okay, we have this montage in the beginning of the film that shows him fighting through these classic villains for Spidey, and then he's already moving on to the next issue. You see that he's going through these depressive spells. He's pushing himself. He's not really leaving a lot of room for Peter Parker. He's just going full on in on being Spider-Man. And then he runs into the Hulk. He runs into Sadie Sink as Jean Grey. He runs into, like, shit just keeps on happening. And I actually really enjoyed that aspect of the movie. I know a lot of people were gonna say, like, well, there's no real big bad of the film. He was kind of like just tricked. But that's kind of how it is in the comics. I get that sometimes a media or a medium like comics doesn't always translate well for a huge populace in like the movie scene, but I think they did a really good job. It's very well shot, very well directed. The choreography on the fights and the swinging was great. Definitely for the crowd of people out there that's been saying it has like the best swinging ever out of all the Spider-Man movies that we have, it's just not true. Especially if you factor in the animated films. I think if you look at Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, all that, and you look at the Amazing Spider-Man movies and then Spider-Man films from the early 2000s, Tom Holland is just now getting his foot in the door. I will say that he had a lot of dynamic swinging scenes in this movie that really put it up there for me, and I really like that. But back to the story. I thought they did the story really well, because shit like that happens to Spidey all the time in the comics. Like I was saying, he'll just be following a thread, kind of like being a detective in a sense, trying to figure out what's going on, and then boom, he thinks this thing is a villain, and it turns out to be, you know, a Catch-82, and it ends up being somebody else as the villain. So I really like that feel to the whole thing. Now back to Hulk I think they did Hulk really well in this film. I personally feel like he's been redeemed in a sense. Is it all the way good? No, definitely not. He could have had more screen time, I will say that. And that's just coming from somebody that really loves the Hulk. Like, the Hulk and Spider-Man are my two favorite Marvel heroes, period. Maybe my two favorite influential characters of all of fiction. For when it comes to like superhero shit, I love Spider-Man and I love the Hulk. I just grew up watching them shits all the time, being involved in the comic books. And I love, like, oh my god, like the scene. If you go see the movie, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But I love in the movies when he just gets that deep, raspy, monstrous voice, and he did that shit in this movie. Bro, he pulled out the "No banner, no girl, only Hulk." I was like, ooh, bro, I got fucking chills, bro. Chills. I was like, yeah. And then it zoomed in on his eyes as it got like bigger and dilated isn't the right word. That's when it gets smaller. But yeah, his eyes like got bigger and they were like literally transforming and turning his irises a deeper and deeper, darker green. And he got like fucking huge. You've seen it in the trailer. I mean, bro's got like super fucking huge, super jacked. I just wish Universal would stop being assholes. They're fucking allergic to money. Let Sony and Marvel get together and just put out a fucking fire ass. Not even Sony. Let Marvel put out a solo film, a long super cut or something. Like, give us a solid hour at least of Hulk being hulked out and him following a storyline. I consistently revisit the Incredible Hulk movie. Now, I get that the Hulk films usually don't break even, so it doesn't make sense to do it. But sometimes you just gotta do a creative thing in your field for the sake of just having it there, even if you know you're not gonna break even. Usually the reason why you don't break even on a Hulk film is you have the normal casting of everything, right? The normal casting, the actors have to act, they gotta rent out these locations, whatever. You got budget, marketing budget, all of that type of shit. The VFX of just the film in general. But VFX specifically on the Hulk, just himself, is usually preposterous with how expensive it is to get it looking as realistic and as great and monstrous as they do, and him feeling like he really truly exists in that environment where his normal walking, like, you feel the gravitas of him, like you just feel the Hulk in that. Like, to feel the Hulk's presence costs a fuck ton of money. That, I'm not gonna joke, that's usually a lot of what happens. So when you put out a film like The Incredible Hulk or 2003 Hulk, it's a lot of money and you're probably not gonna recoup it. But you can't keep starving fans, bro. The way that I see it is Universal. Just look at just the basis of the movies that we've gotten. There's no fucking way that Brie Larson, no shade to her, because I've never really had that much shade with Brie Larson, nor did I truly get all of the hate that she had. But if Brie Larson is consistently looked at as one of the most unpopular actresses of all time to play in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if she was able to get 2 movies for Captain Marvel, you are fucking out of your mind if you think that you are going to make less money on a solo Hulk film in today's environment than Captain Marvel did. Like, come on. You feel what I'm saying? Like, Marvel, make it happen. If y'all could cut a deal with Sony to get Spider-Man for as long as y'all have had him now, y'all could do something with Universal. There ain't no way they just letting go of Hulk. They just holding on to Hulk to hold on to him. I feel like the information is just misguided. It's skewed. Because they're saying, well, every time we've tried to have Hulk in his film, we've lost money and stuff. Yeah. But even as much as what I've just said, I feel like they have a huge opportunity in today's market. You starved the fans. Nobody wanted Professor Hulk. Secondly, you had the audacity to put out a solo Hulk film at the start of the MCU and then have Tony Stark feature in the end credit scene. Nobody was looking for those movies back then, except me and diehard fans. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like Iron Man came out the gate fucking swinging. You follow up Iron Man with the Incredible Hulk. Let me tell you, buddy, niggas was not supporting Marvel and Hulk movies at all at that time. You know why Marvel is successful now is because they have a proven track record of connecting these universes together. The Hulk was had one of the most popular scenes and quoted. Actually, the Hulk has some of the most quotable scenes in the MCU. Strictly just off of the first Avengers movie that came out in 2012. Him fucking ragdolling Loki around, that had fire, bro. Go to any middle school, any elementary school, go to any high school, niggas was talking about one thing and one thing only. Puny God. Like, dog, come on. If y'all put out a fucking solo Hulk film now, that shit is selling tickets. You think the reason why Thor Ragnarok did so well was cause Thor? Nah, nigga, it's because y'all promised that it was a buddy cop movie with the Hulk. Niggas would have not showed up nearly as much in droves, bro. Not just for Thor. And guess who else has the most quotable moments in Ragnarok? It's fucking Hulk, or it's a scene that has Hulk. You see what I'm saying? The Hulk can really carry a movie himself nowadays, bro. Ah, damn. And I'm so sorry for Mark Ruffalo, man. He just keeps getting shafted. I heard there was some report that recently came out about Spider-Man Brand New Day, and they didn't want to pay him the salary that he was requesting. In some kind of mix up between like Zendaya and everybody, and then Tom Holland like stepped in, was like, bro, just pay him. What are we fucking arguing about? You're about to lose the plot of this movie because you don't want to pay Mark Ruffalo, that's been doing a fantastic job of playing the Hulk? Come on, he gets the eyes so well. Underrated, that people don't give Mark Ruffalo enough credit for his ability to express fear and anger and all of the amazing emotions that you can read through just his eyes alone, not even mentioning his face, and then his actual acting with his body, because he's all covered up. You know, it's he shoots his Hulk films, his Hulk cameos, his Hulk scenes the same way that they shoot the Planet of the Apes movies in today's time, in modern Planet of the Apes movies, and those are substantial. The Hulk is on that level, so I just don't get it. I don't get it. Mark Ruffalo can hold a movie for himself. He's definitely already on camera in interviews have requested from Kevin Feige and everybody else at the team to do so for him, and he's pitched them plenty of ideas. I think that they need to get on top of that, man. That is just ridiculous. But yeah, I think Spider-Man No Way Home, Spider-Man Brand New Day, excuse me, did a really good job of just portraying a Spidey film. Like, it really felt like I was watching Spider-Man, you know? And I just commend them so well for that. It felt like each story beat was just more emotional, just pulling and tugging, and it made sense because of what happened in the previous film. This is one of the few times where I would say that having this gigantic overarching Marvel cinematic story going on really worked well in their favor. They just did. Because if you were to just watch Brand New Day without watching any of the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, you're gonna get a really good time out of it. But if you did watch the other three versions of this of Tom Holland Spider-Man, this movie is gonna hit even that much harder. And it's just all around very well told. And I'm not just glazing it all just to glaze it. It does have some cons. If we're gonna put, to me, it's really only maybe one or two big cons in the movie. I feel like the movie wanted to be longer, and I could have sat there and watched it for longer. Definitely could have sat there and watched it for longer. It feels like there's a really good director's cut somewhere out there that we may or may not get on disc. Yeah, I gotta say, this is top three or top four Spider-Man films of all time. If I really like just sit with it, number one, I think the best Spider-Man film of all time is still Into the Spider-Verse. And I would have to say, I'm just thinking about all the scenes right now. Spider-Man had such a good amount of just, his swinging was really good in this movie. Again, it's the dynamic aspect though. It's like the shots, the direction, the free falling, the emotion, like the whole story was just very well packaged. I know that there's like recency bias, but I'm really sitting here thinking about it. Definitely Into the Spider-Verse is definitely the best Spider-Man film. Second, Spider-Man 2. Honestly, Spider-Man 2 is just hard to beat for nostalgic factors, but villainry, the storytelling itself, it's masterclass. I would say, yeah, you know what? Controversial or not, I would say Spider-Man Brand New Day is probably the third best Spider-Man film ever. Like, Spider-Man film, not keeping nostalgia in there or not. The reason Spider-Man 2 works so well for Tobey Maguire and just, you know, it has such longevity is because it's such a true Spider-Man story. The sacrifice is there, the emotional aspect is there. He's getting fucking absolutely emotionally drained. He's just like, bro, I'm mentally not here, bro. Uncle Ben, you chose this story for me. I didn't choose it for myself, nigga. I'm gonna give this shit up. I don't want to be him anymore. I just want to be Peter Parker. And then you get to see the repercussions of those actions very quickly and how he has to regain his trust in himself for his abilities to even come back. And it's just a really well told Spider-Man story. Andrew Garfield's, not saying that they're bad at all. They're all good. Second movie is debatable. But I'm just saying, like, best of all time, yeah, Into the Spider-Verse number one, Spider-Man 2 number two, and then Spider-Man Brand New Day. And I really felt like this new movie had him moving and schmoving like Spider-Man 2. That's one thing Andrew Garfield Spider-Man did really well. He was always moving all around, and like, yeah, he was just always moving all around and very agile, you know? But yeah, that's kind of all I had to say about Spider-Man Brand New Day. Very well packaged. Go see it for yourself if you haven't yet. And if you just want to wait for it to come on streaming, for sure is a must buy. I definitely think that if you are a Spider-Man fan, it is a must watch. Spider-Man Brand New Day was such an experience. Oh my lord, you have to go see it. Let's move on to the next segment.
Lights down low, but spirits so high. Game controller in hand, ready to fly. The night's a playground where time stands still. In this cozy nook, let's get our thrill. Pencils shining bright in the midnight glow. Leveling up in a world we know. Laughing together as the hours drift by. In this gaming sanctuary we touch the sky.